Hi guys, so I am doing the new moon in Taurus abundance forecast right now. And what's really surprising about this is that although this new moon is in an earth sign, which is that of Taurus, which is, all about uh, earthly matters and stability and grounding and all of that. But the cards that have come up, the cards that I've drawn, faith seems to be a really big and important part of the abundance energies which are currently active with this new moon and how they're going to be, playing forward in different ways in our lives. So, without any further ado, we are going to get right into it. And I say that because I drew three cards actually, and two of them, all three of them actually popped out. And two out of three cards are based on a lot of that faith energy, which usually is not, usually is it's not something which is directly related to the earthly energy and the earthly vibes, because when we talk about this, it's more of a high vibrational energy. So we are talking more about that spiritual energy over here instead of that earthly energy and action oriented energy, which usually occurs with earth signs. Maybe astrology is going to take care of that. So this is what the angels are saying. Okay, so the first card that I'm being guided to discuss with you guys and guide you with is Windfall of Abundance. So as you can see, Windfall of Abundance. And what this really means is the first message that I get from this card is, what is a windfall? A windfall is something which occurs in an unexpected way. All right, sometimes our intuition can detect it, and a lot of other times that is why it's called a windfall, because usually it's unexpected. So I'm getting a message that something unexpected is about to happen in our lives. This is for the collective, all right? So something unexpected is about to happen in our lives, which is really going to help us, which is going to put us on track towards our dreams, and it is also going to help us uh, really understand and appreciate abundance from a whole new perspective, provided we pay attention to it and provided we are being grateful to it and we do not let it be an abundance blur, because we have to be mindful and grateful and conscious of all the forms of abundance that are going to be available to us through this windfall. Another reminder that I want to give you guys is that whenever we talk about abundance, uh, a lot of people must have thought of maybe like a lottery ticket whenever upon hearing windfall. But abundance exists in a lot of forms, and when we talk about money, financial abundance, that is only the financial aspect of it. So we have physical abundance, which is about our bodies and having great health. We have emotional abundance, which is about loving yourself, being kind to yourself, having good relationships with yourself and with others. That intrapersonal and interpersonal relationships, quality relationships. Then we have spiritual abundance, how fulfilled you feel and how connected you feel to the universe and God, that divine intelligence that is taking care of all of us in ways which are best suited for our development and on our journey right now, on our journeys right now. So this windfall of abundance, first of all, it can be about any form of abundance, all right? So an unexpected. So really be open to the miracles and possibilities about which form of abundance in your life is going to be flourishing even more with this windfall that is going to be coming up. So you know, it says, the card says, an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. So as you can see, even in the description, health is mentioned and even charitable work is mentioned. Whenever we talk about charitable work, it means that that element of giving is also being emphasized. And that is being done so that when we receive that windfall, we have to keep it flowing. It is very important that we do not adopt. And another message that I'm getting over here with this card, and even with the next card as well, which I'm going to be talking more about right now, another faith card. So it is very important that we keep the flow going, and we trust that just like we have received abundance, when we uh, continue the cycle of giving, we are going to be getting more. So elimination of that lack mentality is also emphasized in this card, and it's going to connect to the next card beautifully, as I'm going to be talking more about it. So yeah, when I look at this card, when I look at the imagery that the artist has, when collaborating with the author of this oracle deck, how they have represented it, we see Santa Claus over here in the card, and we see some deers, a big one and a small one, maybe it's the spawn, and there's a rabbit, there's a squirrel, and Santa is opening his gift bag in a way, and there are all forms of gifts inside. You've got fruits, you've got some jewels, you've got some beads, you've got different kind of things. So be open to what form of abundance enters your life with this new moon and how it enters your life. It's going to be unexpected, and you have to be open and willing towards it, and you have to keep it flowing. So those are the main messages that I'm getting from the first card. Let's see if there's something else as well. Another message that I'm getting upon, when I look at this card, it's a winter wonderland kind of a theme. So what I interpret from that even though it might be feeling like a season of winter to a lot of people, but this abundance is going to be like a guiding light, just like the lantern that the Santa is holding. It's going to give you light, it's going to give you warmth, it's going to make you feel warm inside. It's going to make you feel like you are not alone and you are being guided by the divine. And another thing that I would like to mention, that although because of that winter effect, maybe because of the harshness of the winter, some trees might have dried up, which might look that way in your immediate environment, which might not feel very good to you. But there are a lot of other trees as well which are still covered in leaves. They are still flourishing regardless of how winter is, manifesting itself. So what that means is that although if you are in a situation in your life that when you look around, things seem bleak or things may not seem very, pleasing, whether that is eye pleasing or whether that is pleasing to your soul, there is hope. There is always hope. Things can always flourish, and there are things flourishing in the distance. But maybe you are focusing upon this right now and not looking, you know, not thinking about the future. So it's also about that long-term thinking, that things are actually happening in the distance that you are soon going to be having an access to. There are also different kinds of animals in this card which are depicted by the artist. There's a bunny, there's a squirrel, there are deers, as I already mentioned. And another message that I get from this, when you receive that abundance, make sure that you are sharing it, and just like the Santa, you are being a guiding light to people. You are inspiring others in whichever way you feel guided to, whether that is, putting up a video on Facebook, maybe talking to someone over the phone, or even saying a kind compliment, or, a compliment or a few kind words to a stranger. So make sure that you are being the light to a lot of different people. And when you shine your light, all kinds of people are going to be drawn to you. All the people who are going to be attracted to you are the ones which you are meant to be serving right now by shining the light. So that is about the first card, which is Windfall of Abundance. The second card, which I was talking about, which is once again another faith card, as I was calling it. It is God is your source, and it kind of amazes me because as I said, as I talked already about Taurus being an Earth sign and being related to more about earthly matters and physical action. We've got two cards over here which are a lot more based in the energetic realm, and they're about the spiritual energy that is supporting us always. So, as we already talked about the first card, Windfall of Abundance, and this is the second card which came up, which says, God is your source. The first message that I get when I look at this card, what I hear is it is so important if you are, uh, it is so important that you do not entertain any kind of lag-based or limiting thoughts in your mind. Even if you feel, or even if things might seem that way, it can always change, and you are being reminded that actually God is your source. Whatever you get, people are just channels through which you get whatever you get. We are being reminded to uh, believe in the truth and know the truth that all the abundance that we get in life ultimately comes from the spiritual realm. It is there in the energetic form before it manifests in the physical form, and then through people we get it. So it's a reminder to know, and especially if there's someone who's watching this video having these kind of thoughts. I'm sure there's someone who's having these kind of thoughts, otherwise it wouldn't have come up right now. People do not give you things. God gave you things, gives you things. Universe gives you things through people. People are merely mediums and channels through which you get what you're wanting and what you've been focusing on. So it is so important to remember. I'm going to say it again. People do not give you things. It comes from the universe through people. Remember that. That is so very important always. And the card says everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God. And your faith, once again, faith is emphasized, opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. It's a really beautiful and hopeful message because, as we can see, there's also a star shining over there. And what it reminds me of is that song that when you wish upon a star makes no difference who you are. Those lyrics, anything your heart desires is going to come to you. I might as well sing it because I really love that song. So there's also a star shining brightly over here. And in a really fairy tale and storytelling way, it really can be upon, that whatever you've been wishing for and whatever you've been wanting in your life, wishes upon stars can come true. And they do come true because the universe is the one who is coordinating and synchronizing everything. There's an angel in this card, and she is helping a little boy. I think it's a little boy, maybe it's a girl. So that angel is helping a little child with tending to and taking care of that little lamb which is there in the child's arms, which gives me a sense of the feeling that we are being taken care of, even though we might not realize it. We've got our angels, we've got our guides who are tending to us. And when we become more aware of it, like the child, we can co create what we're wanting, a pleasant experience. I'm also getting a message about stargazing because I see a lot of stars over here. It's a dark night, yet the sky is really shining because of the stars, especially this one, which really seems to be like, a wishing star, or maybe a pole star, or the North Star, whichever that is. So I'm also getting a message about stargazing. So even though on the new moon night the moon is not visible, the stars are still going to be visible. So and stargazing is it's a beautiful thing, when I know that uh, when I go out in my balcony and when I just look above, I look up to the sky and I see those stars shining. It's one of the most pleasant and blessed experiences and beautiful experiences to witness. Being a human being, being a spiritual being, having this human experience, it is beautiful. It is awe inspiring to witness, and it fills me up with such good energy that I really feel good. When the tending to this lamp is going to be done, maybe this angel is healing this lamp or doing something which is upgrading it in any way, and in an energetic upgrade maybe, the lamp is going to be set on the ground, and then the lamp is going to start walking in again and doing whatever it wanted to do or whatever it was planning on doing. So God is your source can be a message, can also be a message about, and is also a message about gathering that spiritual energy that we need to take the physical actions further. It's about recharging yourself with uh, the connection that you have with the divine, recharging yourself with everything that that your angels and the angels are blessing you with at this time, so that when you set foot on the ground, you can feel like a whole new person. And as you progress, you know that you are infused with divine energy. So anything and everything that you need is supplied through God and is supplied from God and by the universe. Whether that is energy, whether that is spiritual frequencies, whether those are DNA upgrades, whether even if uh, talking about money as well, everything comes from the universe. Always remember that people are merely channels and mediums through which you get whatever you're wanting. So everything comes from the universe. God is your source. Yeah, so these are the messages about the faith cards, two cards that came up: Windfall of Abundance and God is your source. And the third card is a little unlikely because uh, it almost seems like this is a really important message right now for the collective. Otherwise, this card wouldn't have popped up. And it's something that you wouldn't be expecting right now because since the first two cards were all about that, being open to miracles and receiving from God, believing that abundance comes, everything comes from God, and being open to it and then sharing it as well, and all of that. A lot of energetic concepts and a lot of mindset stuff as well. Now, the third card is actually more earth oriented and it's more about your body when we consider it in a physical sense. The third card says clean energy food. And looking at the first two cards, I'm sure that you wouldn't be expecting a card like this. But then once again, it's a reminder that we are still in an Earth sign. The new moon is happening in an Earth sign. So clean energy, food. We are all being guided as the collective. Now, talking about the physical aspect of it, I'm going to be talking about that later. But I'm going to be talking about the main message that I'm getting right now. What are you consuming? Whether that is physical food, the food that you have, or whether that is mental food. What kind of energy are you consuming? Are you consuming clean energy in your life right now? The people that you are surrounded with, the people that you spend your time with, are they supplying you with clean energy or not? What is clean energy? Clean energy is basically the energy which makes you feel good about yourself, the energy which makes you feel hopeful, positive, keeps you clean, helps you maintain your sanity, and keeps you peaceful as well. That is clean energy. All the positives that come in the umbrella term of clean energy. So what kind of energy are you consuming? What kind of food, metaphoric food, are you consuming in your life right now? Be more conscious and mindful about that. That is so important. Even on your social media, what kind of pages have you liked? Are they supporting a better mental health? Because you're always consuming that when you take your phone and you're just scrolling for, half an hour or an hour straight. All of that is leaving some impressions on you. And that is your consumption. Is your consumption clean and positive? Is that something that you want to take forward? Is that something that you want to integrate within your being? Clean energy is what we are being guided to integrate within our being. That is so important. And now talking about the more physical aspect of it and the more direct message. Clean energy food. Start eating well. Start eating the foods that actually nourish you, like organic foods and even pulses and proteins and anything and everything that your body needs right now. It is okay once in a while maybe to dine out or have something which is quite appetizing and appealing to your taste buds. But your focus has to be on consuming more clean energy food. And I'm not saying, I'm not asking you to do a complete overhaul of your diet, but it would be really wise right now to start incorporating more clean energy and organic food in your diet right now. And I'm actually going to begin with this too, because the moment I pulled this card, I heard green tea. So I am pretty sure that I'm going to restart my consumption of green tea right now, because that is what I'm feeling guided to do. And there's another thing as well. So what are some additions that you can add into your diet which are high vibe foods, like more fresh fruits, organic teas, herbal teas, and different kinds of organic foods, salads, etc., all of that. So make sure that you are paying attention to it and that you are not taking this lightly, because you have to take care of your body. And the major portion of what you put into your body must be good food, must be food which is actually genuinely nourishing to you. Are you also consuming a balanced diet? That is also something to think about and then make the required changes. So the card says, when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Now this ties into, this connects beautifully with the concept of abundance and manifesting more abundance. What we are really talking about whenever we are taking good care of our bodies and minds, food affects everything, right? uh, all kinds of health, physical and mental and energetic. So when we consume good food, when we consume clean energy food, you're not going to feel sluggish when you're having good food. That is guaranteed. You are not going to feel sluggish when you're having good food. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel detoxed as well in a way. You are going to feel good when you're consuming quality food, and when you're feeling good, that is a clear indication of raised vibrations. So you're going to have good food. You're going to consume both literal and symbolic, as I talked about earlier. You're going to consume good food. You are going to be in a better mood. Your body is going to be healthier. You are going to feel better. You're going to feel better. Your vibrations are going to rise. They're going to be raised up to a whole new level, maybe, and which is going to help you manifest whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. And when you are vibrating high, you attract more high vibe stuff, which includes opportunities and happy connections, beneficial relationships. This might as well contribute, clean energy food might as well contribute in the windfall of abundance that we talked about. So keep your vibes high and experience that beautiful windfall. Who knows, maybe you are, even if you are not aware of it, maybe you still are a big part of the abundance that is going to be raining down upon you and making you happy and shining in your light, shining in your life when you shine your light. So yeah, that's about it for the new moon in Taurus abundance forecast. Once again, the gods will win full of abundance. God is your source and clean energy food. So make sure that you are paying attention to the guidance and that you are implementing it in your life in all the ways that you feel guided to implement it. So yeah, that's about it for the new moon and Taurus forecast, and I hope that you have a beautiful and a wonderful new moon, and it leads to amazing new beginnings in your life in all kinds of abundance. So namaste, thank you.